Let's have some sticky buns with Jimmy Tanico. Now, we refer to Jimmy Tanico as Jimmy the Baker here at QVC, and we also refer to him as a multiple-time over Customer Choice Food Award winner because he is our scratch baker. These are the much sought-after individual sticky buns. And when I say individual, these are actually a sharing size because there are more than 5.5 ounces each. You're getting 12 of them. They're individually wrapped, pre-baked, and you can just heat them up in the microwave if you want to, but you're getting scratch-made bakery items each and every time. You can get all 12 with nuts. You can get all 12 without nuts, or you can get the combo of 6 and 6. This is comfort food season, and this is comfort food to the upper deck level. And what you're getting here, a little over $4 a piece, is something extremely special. And I'm not just referring to the gentleman that you're about to see on your screen, because we do have auto delivery today every 60 days for 1 year. But Jimmy Tanico, also a very special friend of ours. Jimmy, I know you are up to your elbows in baking. Thank you for making the time to join our show today.
Oh, welcome to the bakery. It's good to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you. It's good to see you. Oh, what do you have on the plate in front of you, my friend?
This is a bona fide Jimmy the Baker sticky bun that we just heated up, because we can heat it up because there's an oven right next to me. You can't see it. And remember, it's our sticky bun, brioche dough, cinnamon roll filling. I can't touch it because it's like screaming hot, because Steve over here probably did it, what would you do, like a minute or so? But it's really hot. And it's our beautiful cinnamon roll dough. Comes to you baked in these containers. Remember, you're going to invert it. You're going to heat it up in the microwave for about 30 seconds. Take it off, and there you got yourself a wonderful caramelly, and let's talk about the caramel.
Yeah, please.
Butter, a little bit of molasses, brown sugar, a touch of honey is how we got to our recipe. And this is a big piece of cake. It's over, we say, I think 5 ounces, but I think really by the time it gets done, it's probably more like 6 ounces, but officially we'll say it's 5.6 ounces. But this is big. It is meant to be shared.
Yeah.
It is sweet. It is rich. It is something, if, particularly after dinner, if you're really looking for that dessert, a nice dessert. And what's nice is if you can heat it up and serve it gooey, it's a real crowd pleaser.
They won't go home. They will stay there forever if you serve that gooey. You know what, too?
Right.
I mean, when it comes to a sticky bun, so, Jimmy, if someone is watching right now and they've never had a sticky bun before, how would you describe it?
The way a sticky bun is baked, it's a cinnamon roll, okay? And before you put the cinnamon roll in the pan, you're putting in the caramel in the bottom of the pan. So you pour the caramel in, the brown sugar, the butter, molasses, honey, and then the mixture of nuts. We have both pecans and walnuts. We put that in the pan. Then we place the cinnamon roll on top. So that's why, for example, here's a good example. You can see that there's walnut, the nut mixture is placed on the bottom. We bake the bun on top of that gooey mess, take it out of the oven, wrap it, and then send it to you. That's why you are going to invert it, and all of that gooey mess is going to pour all over what is now the top of the bun.
Genius.
That's a sticky bun.
Genius. Now, with nuts is most popular in the show. Without nuts is the most limited in the show. But you can also do the combo where you get 6 and 6. Here's the deal, though. Auto delivery is every 60 days for 1 year. I love a featured price of $49.98. They're a little over $4 a piece. But when company's coming, you're going to leave a memory when you serve them this. And the fact that it is shareable is a great way to go. But that caramel, Jimmy, I have to say, I know you left Wall Street and you followed your passion and became our scratch baker, but there's something, you make caramel better than anybody.
Well, first of all, Wall Street left me. I think they were both happy. We were both happy to see me leave.
It was mutual.
Let's just set the record. Yeah, it was someone once said I couldn't pick a stock with tomorrow's newspaper.
Oh, no.
So I wasn't very good at it. So I did decide to follow them. Look, I like being creative. And honestly, when I left, I didn't know what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
It took about 6 months or 8 months of really knowing that I was creative. I loved creating. And it was just a fateful night that I took a drive down Central Avenue in White Plains, and I ended up in an all-night bagel shop. And that's how the idea struck me. I was in the middle of the night at about 2:30 in the morning. It was raining, and I looked down at the bagel and I said, I think I want to be a baker. And
Oh,
that's how it happened.
how
So,
cinematic. It's
yes, well,
wonderful.
it was quite a dramatic moment because I was 29 years old and I failed. I literally failed. I shouldn't say failed. I wasn't succeeding. So I had to find my passion. I knew I wanted to work hard and went for a drive one night because I couldn't sleep and to look at different businesses that I might invest in. And just by chance, I pulled over, went into this all-night bagel store, and sat there near tears, really frustrated. And when the night worker came over and put a bagel down, he said, would you like? And I looked at it and said, this is an idea. So that's how I did it. In my travels, yes, in my travels, yeah, I met an 8th generation baker. Now I wasn't going to tell Cindy that I was leaving Wall Street to become a baker without a really long explanation. So I literally went to 30 or 40 bagel shops and bakeries and interviewed the owners. And in my travels, I met an 8th generation baker. And I told him I had this idea to mix a bagel store with a real bakery. And he explained that the artisan bakery trade was dying and that he was the last because his son wasn't going to take up the trade. And he said, I'll teach you everything that I know. And I jumped on it. And it was this dough was the first thing he taught me was the sour cream chocolate chip cake. And the second thing I said, I want to make cinnamon roll. So he called it a babka dough. That's what the oldest Europeans called it.
Okay.
And that's what this is made out of. This is a cross between a babka dough and a brioche dough. I didn't really, I've always had the recipe, but that's how I learned the old-fashioned way, and I kept that alive. And that's what I do. I stay true to the old man every day. Do it the old-fashioned way.
Oh, I love it. Oh my gosh. I love that you shared that with us today. Thank you so much.
There's a lot more. As Cindy says, someone will write a book one day, probably Stephen King, but it will be the story of my life. But yes, so that's it. That's all I can give it. So, well, thank you, Mary. Appreciate it.
Okay, so far, I have so many quotes from you that I love, but today's favorite is also my line producer, Sean's favorite. Couldn't pick a stock with tomorrow's newspaper. That did it.
That's right.
That's brilliant. You know what, everybody? I know these are popular yet again. Please continue to place your order and tune in at 3 p.m. Eastern Time for Gourmet Holiday. You'll see more with Jimmy. Jimmy, thank you for making the time for us today. Always so good to see you. Thank you, my friend. Bye-bye for now. Oh my gosh, that was so cool. I've never heard that whole story before. Isn't that great?